Let's be honest, about 90% of the coins that launch today are complete rocks. So in this video, I will show you how to easily avoid them using GMGN, and if you don't have GMGN already, you can find a link to it in the description down below. Once you create an account, just go to the Trenches tab and you will see all the new creations, almost bonded tokens and migrated. And right here, you have pretty much all the info you need to determine if the meme coin you are going to buy is legit or not. And on purpose, I actually removed any filters for migrated. So right here, most of the tokens that you see on the right are complete scams, and I will explain to you why. Let's just see the first token exposed. When you hover over it, it says that it bonded in just 1 second, which is pretty much unmatched for any coin. Plus, it was launched on dynamic bonding curve, which is unfortunately notorious for launching rock tokens. And it's just the easiest example I can show you of what to avoid, and it's a great example of how each of the metric combined together will tell you if the coin you are looking on PalmFarm or Bonk.farm or any other legit platform is actually good or is a complete scam. So if we take a look at this token, it was created a minute ago. It has over 30k of volume, but with this volume, there's no fees in Solana. And if you have a legit token, like let's take a look for example on something that was launched on PalmFarm. Right here in the last hour, this token had over 400k of volume and over 22 Sol of Solana fees. So you should always keep a lookout for if the token you want to trade have very tiny amount of Solana fees, there's something sketchy about it. And another thing about this token is the number of migrated token from the same developer. He created 29 tokens and all of them migrated because he is just creating new scams every few minutes. And below we have all the information about the holders, which will further allow us to figure out if this coin is a scam or not. So the first one is top 10 holders and how much supply they hold. They have actually 4%, and below we have bubble maps. And if there are clusters of many wallets connected together, this means that this is an actual scam. And as we can see, after the proxies were turned on, pretty much all the wallets that have this token are connected with each other. And there are just a few people who actually got tricked into this. On the migrated section, if the top 10 holders have over 25% of the supply, it's also very risky to trade this token because they could easily dump on the chart. Next one is the dev holding. It's very important because it tells you if the developer sold or not. And it's also worth mentioning that if the developer is holding anything more than 5%, it's very dangerous. Right here, the developer holds 20%. So you are 100% sure that one person has 20% of the supply. So if they sell in one clip, they are going to completely destroy the chart. And next section is bundled. On GMGN, it's actually interesting how they are tracking it, but in general, it gives you the percentage of the supply that is held by the wallets that are connected with each other. They look at wallets created at the same time or multiple wallets that bought exactly at the same time. And if this number is very high, it's also very dangerous because if the token is bundled, let's say one person holds 30% of the supply, it's also very easy for them to completely ruin the chart. So always make sure that the bundle amount is very low. Phishing percent is the percentage of the supply held by the wallets that never got the token. So for example, let's say that somebody bought 40% of the supply and then he just sent it out to his other wallets. So once again, it's very likely that one person is holding 40% of the supply. So it's very easy to destroy the chart. And the last metric is the sniper holding. The snipers are the people who bought the token very early. So by now it's pretty obvious that this token is just a scam, but let's take a look at the chart. As you can see, a typical thing about rocks and scam tokens is the chart, because in the first second it went from 0 to basically 77k market cap. And just by looking at the transactions happening, it's easy to assume that it's just all volume bots to try and get people to buy this token. And after the few minutes, the chart is going to be completely rugged. The price will just go straight to zero. And in the top right corner, we can see additional info about the token. We can see what actually the first 70 buyers did with the token. 2 wallets still hold the tokens. 25 of them bought even more, 38 sold partial holdings, and 5 wallets are completely gone. and sniper wallets actually got 80% of the supply after launch. And right now they hold 4.3%, but it doesn't really matter for this token. We know already it's a scam. And as you can see, already the token rocked. So since we all know that dynamic bonding curve is actually just a launchpad for scam tokens, I will now show you which launchpads you should be actually looking at. And you can just click here to apply filters, and you can click and select all. And before we select the launchpads we want to actually see, let's just go to Jupiter. On Jupiter, there's a section called Pro, and they have actual leaderboards for the launchpads. And from what you can see, and right now Pump has almost 80% of the market share. Over 26,000 tokens were created on Pump Fund in the last 24 hours, 157 of them bonded, so you can definitely look at Pump Fund. And basically every single time before you jump into the trenches, make sure to have a look at this page to see which launchpads are actually performing. We can definitely check Pump Fund. Let's bonk that fund, because it's also quite decent launchpad. And also we can use Believe and Bugs. But keep in mind that majority of the runners are going to happen on Pump and bonk that fund. And I can prove it to you by going to another section called Runners. It basically shows you the tokens that perform very well in the past few days, and pretty much every single time there's a major runner, it was created actually on Pump Fund. And sometimes it's created on Bonk, and a few days ago we had a few runners on Heaven, because back then it was relatively new launchpad. So let's just go back to GMGN and select Pump Fund, Bonk that fund, Bugs, and maybe we can actually select Heaven and Jupiter Studio, because those are the most legit launchpads. Just select apply, and since we applied the filters, now majority of the coins that we see here won't be the obvious scams. However, we can dig even deeper to figure out if the coin is worth buying or not. And when we scroll down to the holders, we'll be able to see some wallets that are flagged. And those are suspected insiders, which means that multiple holders share the exact same creation time, funding source, and transfer time. So it's very likely that one person is controlling multiple wallets. For example, here we can see somebody is trading using Photon on multi-wallets, which is very dangerous because in total, this guy holds almost 2.5% of the total supply. So if he sells in one clip, he's going to impact the chart very seriously. And he's using multiple wallets just to hide the fact that he holds so much of the supply. And right here, again, we can double check the bubble maps. And whenever you see that the bubble maps were generated a few minutes ago, you can just click right here and refresh bubble maps. And you have to wait for them to generate brand new bubble maps, and they just generated proxies, so you can see all the clusters that hold the tokens. Right here is a cluster that holds 3%, another that's having 0.75%, and another cluster with 0.68%. And if you click on any bubble, you will be able to see its wallet address. And this wallet is just part of the cluster that I was talking to you about. So on bubble maps, make sure there are not that many clusters which hold majority of the supply. And another important thing in holders is if their SOL balance is very low and they are top holders of the meme coin you want to trade, you should be very careful. Right here, top holders are regular traders. They either have an icon that they use a trading bot, or they actually hold a lot of Solana in their wallet. And the first wallet is always the pull contract, and it's going to have a lot of supply and tiny amount of Solana. And if other top holders have tiny amount of Solana, like right here, or like 0.01, just enough to perform a sell transaction, be very careful, because those top holders are most likely a single person that's just waiting to dump on you. And another indicator if a coin is scam or not are the KOL wallets, because those guys are knowledgeable enough not to buy into an obvious scam token. It doesn't mean they win every single time, but if you see they are trading the token, it's very likely that at least it's safe to trade. It doesn't mean the price is going to go up or you are going to make money. It just shows you that this token could be actually legit, because those guys don't usually buy into scams. And honestly, I should have actually started trading instead of making content for you guys, but I actually want to make you win with meme coins too. That's why on this channel you'll see all the tutorials about trading meme coins. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because I will create more tutorials about GMGN. Now you know how to avoid rug pulls when trading on GMGN. And if you want to see one powerful tool that's completely going to change how you trade meme coins, make sure to watch the video that's on your screen right now.